The crypto market has been chopping for a while now, and while we are chopping, we are starting to see a lot of pain flooding the market. And this is most likely due to the fact that the altcoin side of this market, while Bitcoin is chopping and while Bitcoin dominance is increasing, the altcoin side has been getting slaughtered. Now, I do want to question, all of you out there that are watching, what do you think we are doing right now? Do you believe that we are in a bull or bear market? How are you feeling? What's your emotions like? Because I feel like right now, if I go over on X or if I even read some of the YouTube comments, there is a lot of negativity. Mostly right now, if we're talking about the sentiment, if we're talking about emotions, I don't think that there's a lot of euphoric or happiness or positivity out there in this market right now. And that's due to the fact that we really haven't seen much positive price action across the board. But I am going to be addressing a lot of these things, and I'm also going to be talking a little bit about where we are at right now, cyclical wise. So, with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Let's dive on in and let's talk about a few things. Let's first start with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is trading at about almost $101,000 exact, down about 1.32% on the 24-hour span, down about 3.12% on the 7-day span. When it comes to XRP, XRP is down about 3.63% on the 24-hour span, down about 5.67% on the 7-day. Doesn't seem too bad, right? Well, if we actually go and look at these filters, or sorry, these columns, and we filter out the 1 hour, for an example, to the last 30 days, okay? I just want to show you guys this real quick because it's very interesting on how this market is gauging the last couple weeks. If we look at the last 30-day percentages across the board for a lot of these projects, guys, we're still seeing a very significant gain across the board when it comes to the altcoin market. But right now, you wouldn't think that this market is doing good because everyone is almost peak bearish. And that is because as we really look at Bitcoin, this is the last month on Bitcoin. Guys, Bitcoin has done nothing. In fact, it's been chopping between $90,000 to about $110,000. That 20K difference, though, as Bitcoin is chopping and Bitcoin dominance is increasing, it's causing a lot of the altcoin charts to look like XRP. Like, even though XRP has had a great run up, right? Like, this is the last month on XRP. There isn't a very significant amount of moves being made outside of that move back towards like the middle of the month. So when you look at the last 7 days and the chart looks like this, well, a lot of people are kind of getting tired of this. But it's because if we look at the last year, I mean, XRP is up over 484%. Everyone's waiting for that next big move, and they're, really kind of craving that next big move. So when we start to have that little bit of chop in the market, they start to get concerned a bit. And then when you have altcoins running, like for example, XCN, which yes, I've been hearing a lot about it. It's been a project mentioned quite heavily in the Discord, not by myself, but by many other members. When we start to see moves being made where these altcoins are jumping over 1,200% in 1 month, all of a sudden you have a lot of people getting a little bit impatient. They're saying, well, I missed out on this and I missed out on that. There's always going to be a project that's moving, higher or, faster than the project that you are holding. That's just facts. It's really just facts. I'm not too concerned at all right now when it comes to this market, especially even when it comes to XRP. The fear and greed index has been sitting around like 50, so it's been neutral for the last couple. This has been neutral actually since going back to the beginning of January. So again, nobody's really that fearful or even greedy right now when it comes to the fear and greed index. But if I do read the comments, if I read, the post over on X as well, we are in that point of the market where people don't really know what's about to happen. They're kind of saying, well, I don't think that alt season's going to happen, or, I don't think that we're in a bull run, or I don't think that, X, Y, and Z. And that's becoming very, very obvious. In terms of the actual sentiment in this space, it feels as though we've kind of shifted from, a bullish outlook to, all of these things are piling up. I don't know if we're going to be, experiencing an alt season. What if this year, what if this cycle's different, basically? Again, I do think that this year is going to be the biggest year for crypto, and I do think that we top this year. That's me being honest with you guys, me being fully transparent. I do think that the cycle tops this year. But why is that? Is it just me guessing? Well, let's look at a few things. Number one, I made a post yesterday, and this was around like 5:30 in the morning when this move started to happen, where we start to see a little bit of the chop. And I said, oh no, the market is crashing. Because, again, YouTube comments and everywhere on X was, the market's crashing. What's happening? I thought we were in a bull run. I thought we were in an alt season. What's going on? Meanwhile, in the last month, we just witnessed the following moves made. Gary Gensler steps down. Major crypto executive orders signed. New crypto SEC task force. SAB 121 repealed, greenlighting banks. Big banks like Bank of America and Morgan Stanley saying that they are ready for crypto. The Fed also announced that banks can use and provide crypto services. BlackRock and Robinhood are demanding the SEC to accelerate tokenization opportunities. Exchanges flipping on their previous stances, i.e. Kraken reoffering staking services to U.S. customers. These are just a few of the big moves that have happened in January. While most are stuck watching charts, I'm focused on the obstacles to trillions of mass adoption getting torn down. Don't get shaken out now before we truly see the big waves in this market. Now, you could argue that we do see the best news at the top. We see the worst news at the bottom. And yes, that's typically how this market does work. So are these all topping signals? Well, I would say yes, they are topping signals if we saw euphoria in the market. We actually have yet to see euphoria hit this market. Now, this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin also had the highest monthly close in January. We are trading at all-time highs, and Bitcoin just had the best month in terms of its close in history. So although we haven't had euphoria hit this market, Bitcoin has been very, very bullish. Now, what's the inflated price chart of Bitcoin looking like? Well, I would argue that we're probably just trading a little bit above the all-time highs from 2021. Just to kind of show you guys what January of 2021 looked like, this was the January 2021 monthly candle as well. So although we're not trading, in an identical fashion to 2021 or, during this entire cycle back here, I would still argue that this is basically where we are at cyclical wise, around like that January, December timeframe of 2020 into 2021. Now, the upside moves on Bitcoin were pretty limited at that time, but the altcoin market started to wake up in January. And I would argue that, yeah, the altcoin market has been waking up a little bit, but nothing too significant. And that's because of Bitcoin dominance, which I will show you guys here in a second. XRP also, though, had its highest monthly candle close in history, closing well above the 2017-2018 all-time highs closes for the monthly, as you guys can see in terms of the candle body close. Now, I do want to go back real quick to Bitcoin because although, yes, we did have our highest candle body close, we are still fighting some resistance right around $108,000. We still need a significant push to the upside. I do expect us to get that probably this month. I would be very, very surprised if Bitcoin didn't run to 110K plus this month. But outside of that, yes, Bitcoin dominance. Why am I expecting this market to go crazy this year and top out this year? Well, it's because of the lovely 12-month on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Very simple view here. Zoom out. Here we have 3 candle bodies in a row that are very bullish. Here we have 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021, the year of alt season, the biggest alt season that we know in history. Boom. Bearish candles to the bottom. Market tops that year. We see, all of the euphoria flood the market. And towards the end of the year, we are heading into a bear market. Now, the big question is, are we going to repeat this same pattern? Well, if we are following the 4-year cycle, then 2025 would be the year that we experience alt season and that the market tops out. But is this time very different? Are we about to see, completely different catalyst change this market cycle? And are we going to see, utility become the main driver? Like, are all of these things changing? In my opinion, I don't believe so. I think that as we really look at this candle here, we will most likely retest around the high of the previous candle. So we'll probably hit about 61% if we were going to run up to that supply zone one more time. Or maybe we retest the candle from roughly 2018 and we run to about 62.5%. And then we finally top and then we go crazy, bearish on Bitcoin dominance. And this is pretty much alt season. That would make sense. Again, I'm still expecting this candle to flip bearish this year. On top of that, the altcoin market itself, guys, again, looking at the 12-month, I'm zooming out for all of you. If we look at this thing, it's fighting major macro resistance at 1.17 trillion roughly. We have 3 12-month candle wicks to this area. This goes all the way back to January of 2021. Okay, now if we zoom out and we look at this thing on the monthly, for an example, you can clearly see the resistance here. We are fighting that all-time high. Once we break over this, alt season officially begins, in my opinion. At that time, this chart should be selling off in terms of Bitcoin dominance. Now, if we go back to the 12-month, I also want to show you guys the candles. Here we have our bottom. Here we have our bottom. 1, 2, 1, 2. The third candle body here, the third 12-month candle itself, is the biggest one. This 12-month candle was an upside of 820%. Even if we have that, right? Let's just say we do half that push. All right, 410% roughly. I'm just going to do 417. That would take the altcoin market. We're just talking about the altcoin market. We're not talking about the total. That would take the altcoin market to roughly $4.6 trillion. That's something that I could see happening. Let's just say, we do 200% of a gain, which I'm totally fine with as well. We'd be trading at about almost $3 trillion for just the altcoin market. I do expect this market to wake up in a very large way. This next candle, which we are trading in currently, is going to be the biggest candle on this chart. If we are following the 4-year cycle, the big question is, are we following that 4-year cycle? A lot of people would argue that we are. So if we are, I'm expecting the altcoin market to wake up in a massive way. This is something that I feel comfortable betting on because it's either we make a ton of money or we are in a bear market right now. It's as simple as that. I am betting on the fact that this market is still very bullish and we are going to have a massive run up. Now you might be saying, well, Nick, what about XRP? Because XRP is still selling off. This is Bitcoin. I want to show you guys real quick Bitcoin's overall chart setup going all the way back here to March of 2024. Again, we have failed breakouts here. We have a low, we have a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. This is how long this thing took. From roughly March all the way to September. Okay, now we are trading against major resistance. As you guys can see, no 3-day candle close over those highs from December. We are still chopping here. It's just chop, chop, chop. I bring this up because this is XRP. Okay. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low. We have a high, lower high, lower high, lower high. We finally get a higher low, followed by higher highs. Our current setup here on XRP, let's just look at this real quick. We have a high, followed by lower highs, lower highs. We're still trading at lower highs, even if we did retest this breakout at about roughly $3 and like 6 cents. Also, we have low, lower low. Are we going to experience lower lows down here in like the mid 250-cent range? It's definitely possible. The big question here is, are we trading in a similar, fashion to Bitcoin in March, where, let's go back to it. This is the deepest wick. Okay? This is the deepest wick. From that wick, we created the higher low. Is this the higher low? Or are we going to have a higher low over here around $2.80? It's definitely possible. I mean, we already had that significant sell-off. I don't think that we are going to go lower than this. We shouldn't. In fact, we shouldn't even hit close to that wick. We should have a higher low going off of just this candle wick. From that point, we should create a higher high. That would be bullish structure. That's what we are focused on watching to see if this low is going to hold or not. If this low is lost, then XRP is still in a very bearish chart structure, similar to Bitcoin back here. This was still a bearish structure until it wasn't. And when it wasn't, that's when we flipped. And once we start to create higher highs and we got that breakout, we were very bullish. That's what we're watching on XRP. Now, when will XRP actually flip into a very bullish structure? Once we take out some of these, previous highs. I mean, once we're trading over, and once we get a daily candle close over $3.13, we can confirm that XRP is in a bullish structure again. Until then, we're still kind of neutral here, especially as we are trading above this wick. Once we go below this wick, we are in a bearish structure. We flip bearish. But as I said many times over, right now, I'm not too concerned with this market. We are still looking very good here. We are just chopping against major resistance. We are waiting for Bitcoin dominance to sell off, and we're waiting for Bitcoin to finally do something. Until then, this is just a typical market correction that is shaking the tree a bit. We are starting to see negativity. We're starting to see the fear. We're starting to see the concern flooding the market. In my opinion, we have nothing to worry about right now as we watch the structure play out. And again, zoom out and focus on what matters here. If this is the 4-year structure that we are following, we are about to witness the biggest year for crypto. And going off of the fundamentals, it feels like we are in the biggest year for crypto. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because I'm a free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.